All right, we're live. We're live. It is a pleasure to be here, to be of service. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Please jump on thesubscribetribe.com so I can send out the news email letter for when I go live. I'm going to type this up right now. And I'm going to say hello to a few people that are coming in. Miss White and Jeffrey and Miss Villa. Nice. Win Twin is here. Good to see everybody. Good to see the Subscribe Tribe coming in. I appreciate you, Kelly and Eric. Lovely. Let me switch to the live chat. It puts me on top chat. I'm going to put it on live chat to make sure I see everybody's live. And you know what I'm saying? Hey, Tyrone, what's good? James. Mr. Lopez. Mr. Peters. Good to see everybody. I want to say hello. Good afternoon. Wherever you are, thank you for joining. Now, I'm going to put in my email here. Okay, I always give my email to the Subscribe Tribe. This is why I want to make sure that we go live, because you get my email address consistently every weekend. Boom, boom, boom. You have any issues, you have any concerns, you reach out to me, you get to me, I'll get you to the other side. All right. So Reggie's ready. Let's get this great news. Everybody's ready. People are filtering in. Everybody wants to know how you can remove your hard inquiries. Okay. I've gotten emails, I've gotten letters, I've gotten all sorts of stuff. Oh, wow. Daniel right here. Hey man, I got 8 deletions out of 10 accounts on the first round. Hey man, I got deleted 8 accounts out of my 10 accounts on my first round. That's amazing. 80% completed in 1 round of letters in 30 days. Daniel changing his life, changing his family's life. Things are going excellent. Okay. You can do this for yourself. Absolutely. We can do this for you at the Awesome Life Group, okay? But I definitely want to make sure that I get all your questions, so make sure you put them here. And we're going through, I know I got to get a better mic. I'm getting an echo. Jerome, you told me this mic was going to work. I got an echo, brother, but it's all good. We're going to get through and get you the information on how you can dispute your inaccurate, unverified, hard inquiries. I'm getting emails from people. I'm getting comments, messages, DMs, all this stuff people want to know. So I'm going to get into this. Oh, wow. Carlos says, well, now I'm at the 800 club. When I started with you a year and a half ago, I was a little under 500. Thank you. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you very much for coming back and letting the Subscribe Tribe know that you can do it. You've done it. We've helped you. Emailing the videos, the live streams, being diligent about it. A year and a half, you're in the 800 club. Okay? 800 club. You can qualify. Carlos can qualify for the best mortgages rates, the best rates for his cars, the best rates for his business loans, the best rates for his business funding, the best rates for everything, and get his life beyond not just having credit for, but into a situation where maybe he's not, having such a tough time week to week, Maybe he's got a business taking care of him. Maybe he's traveling the world. Maybe he's got the house for him and his family and is building wealth. All right. So Jonathan right here, he said, hey, man, tried to get a credit card, was denied. Hey, man, it's all good. We're about to go through how to handle these hard inquiries. Now, if you applied for something, okay, potentially, I don't know if you applied or not. That's for them to prove, okay? Let me just make sure my email's up here. Okay. Sorry. All right. So let's say hypothetically applied for something. I don't know. That's what the bureaus have to prove. They don't know. Yeah, these credit card companies, they don't know. Now, after 90 days, typically 3 months, 90 days, 3 months, any documentation that might have been maintained is usually purged. Okay. So if you know, Jonathan, if you're dealing with something, we're talking about hard inquiries here anyway. If you know, hey, look, let me just wait 90 days before I do this, then so be it. Now, if you got other unauthorized, unverified, inaccurate hard inquiries, you can go after them right away, okay? So here's the process. We've got letters for you in the Beyond Committed package. We have follow-up letters as well. Very powerful stuff. And I'm going to go through the letters with you, all right? I actually got an email that says I purchased the Beyond Committed package and was successful in getting hard inquiries removed. However, she doesn't have the time and she wants us to do the rest, the remaining stuff. This is beauty. It's a thing of beauty. I want people to be advocates, to be able to do this themselves. That's why I want to do these live streams. I want you to learn this process so you know what you can do, okay? That you can handle this yourself. Hey, if you don't have the time, we can do it for you. It'd be awesome, okay? So one of the first letters that you can utilize is right out of the gate, right off the bat. You can send letters directly to these credit card companies, giving them the benefit of the doubt, okay? Hey, this letter is a formal cease and desist of any unauthorized hard inquiries you might be putting on my credit report. Now, why is that right in there? Well, I've also had emails of individuals who are saying, hey, this company keeps looking at my credit. They keep looking at my credit. I don't know why they're going, what they're doing. I didn't put this on here. It keeps coming up. I've seen stuff from dealerships that keep coming up, stuff from credit card companies that keep coming up, collectors looking into stuff. So stop looking at my credit, okay? So you let them know. Say, hey, did you let them in? Yeah, absolutely, I let them know, okay? And you need to immediately contact the credit bureaus to delete any unauthorized inquiries in my credit history, okay? Myron Jordan, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you, thank you. All right, so be advised that I will be checking my credit reports to ensure that you have not made any more unauthorized inquiries, and the unauthorized inquiries you have been removed, deleted from my credit report, okay? To my knowledge, I have not signed any documents authorizing your organization to view my credit history. They need to prove this. They need to provide permissible purpose under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. I respectfully request a copy of any documentation sent to my address that you might possess, that you believe authorizes your company to put these hard inquiries, to look into my credit, all of this stuff, okay? I assume you're not in possession of any of these such documents. You need to comply with the request or delete these hard inquiries, all right? That's what this letter says. And I don't want to, just bore you and go over all that stuff. But if you're very familiar with this law, Section 604 of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you know they have to have permissive purpose and they have to show it to you. They have to show it to you. Now, you send this right to the creditors. You give them the benefit of the doubt, right? You say, hey, look, maybe you're making a mistake, right? Maybe you do have this documentation. Show me. You don't see this documentation. The stuff's supposed to come off. Now, you send that off. 30 days go by, nothing comes back, right? I have nothing. You don't see nothing. So then you follow up, you send this to the bureaus. You say, hey, look, I've contacted the below creditors, and they have no proof I initiated such inquiries nor written authorization and failed to provide any permissible purpose under Section 604 of the Credit Reporting Act, Fair Credit Reporting Act, right? Since they do not have my authorization, written or verbal, I ask that you delete these unauthorized inquiries from my credit report immediately, as there's no evidence of any authorization nor any permissible purpose. It goes on, quote Section 604, it goes on to quote the law, but they're only allowed to do this. You're only allowed to look at your report when you give them permissible purpose initiated by you, the consumer, for potential business transactions, for potential credit. If no such permissible purpose is proven, cannot be verified, the consumer reporting agency shall promptly delete, okay? And it goes on for you to allow to put all the creditors, all the inquiry dates, all this good stuff, okay? I understand that per the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you're required to notify me of your investigation within 30 days. My contact information is below, okay? So that's all well and good, Brennan, that's fantastic. But what if they play games? What if they don't wanna adhere to the laws? What you got for us? Okay, great. We have a follow-up letter, round 2. So this is 3 rounds. You got something to the creditors, you got something to credit bureaus, you got a follow-up, you got your complaints, Better Business, CFPB, all this good stuff. But here's the follow-up letter. And this is where it gets very powerful. And people, like I said, if you're just coming in now, we had an email from a woman who said, hey, I got the Beyond Committed package. I was successful in getting some hard inquiries removed. I want you to finish up. I don't have the time. I want you to finish it up. Okay, great. But here is the second letter. I have sent many prior requests to your company to reinvestigate several inquiries that are inaccurate, unverified on my credit reports. You have not given me any such permissible purpose. I've once again listed these creditors, these hard inquiries. I've contacted these companies. They have not provided me any permissible purpose for business to pull my credit. Please do as you are governor of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Then we put in the nice, please do what you're supposed to do. Provide me the results in 30 days. If you cannot provide any of this information, you must promptly delete this inaccurate, unverified inquiry. Okay? Follow-ups. Other things you can do, aside from those letters, is on your dispute letters. Those are the specific hard inquiry letters. But on your specific dispute letters, your 609 dispute letters, you're also consistently on them demanding any non-account holding inquiries be removed. Okay? And that's you don't have to go above and beyond and add the inquiries in there. Okay? You have special inquiry letters for that. In the letter, it's built in for you already, so you don't have to worry about it. This is why I say you want to get the letters, 609creditrepair.com, or we can do the work for you at the awesomelifegroup.com. Now, you can get these letters in the Beyond Committed package. You've seen the power of the letters. You're understanding what you can do here by sending these letters. Now, you want to go above and beyond. What else you got? You can freeze core logic to help you with this inquiry dispute process. And you can freeze SageStream to help you with this inquiry dispute process. Okay? Those are also in the Beyond Committed package. So now you've frozen them out. You've got the right laws. You've got the right letters. You're pushing on them with the inquiry letters. You're pushing on them with the 609 disputes. And you can send your inquiry letters, different envelopes, but you can send them at the same time as your 609 disputes, at the same time as your collection validation letters. You have the power. You can do this for yourself. I want you to be able to do this for yourself. I'm an advocate for it. That's why I come on every weekend, right? That's why it's great to be of service. Now, I know you got some questions. I'm going to make sure that we get into these, all right? And I want to make sure that I have a few other questions, comments, emails as well. So make sure. I got this email, and I just like to go over this because sometimes people are newer, forget, or whatnot. I got a question. Should I wait until I go through my rounds of disputes before I work on trying to build my credit? Well, that's a great question. I didn't realize when I was starting out, and I had to figure out a lot of this stuff on my own, thank goodness I was able to. But I didn't realize I could have been building credit along the way. It would have helped me out probably quicker. So as your credit increases, you can get specific credit cards that are right for you. Okay. When you're low, when you don't have, maybe you have a thin file because everything is negative, or maybe everything that you have is negative and you're working on it, getting it off. Those are things that you have to potentially do secured cards, of course, right? And the Capital One secured card's pretty good. People have had some pretty good success with that. They increase your limit as you pay on time. They eventually convert to unsecured cards. Those are pretty good. You can look into Credit Builder card, Open Sky credit card. Now, Open Sky is very low and the limit's not necessarily increased, but there's no hard inquiry for Open Sky credit card. Self-lender, there's no hard inquiry, okay? You could get bigger trade lines if you wanted through store cards, My Jewelers Club card, New Coast Direct, these kinds of things, $5K each, and there's only one hard inquiry, okay? So those are things you could do. Now, when you're in the middle range, this is something we don't talk about too often. When you're in the middle range, you're getting up to that 700, but you're at the high 600, 650, 660, 680, 670, in there. You could do your no-fee unsecured cards, these city cards, okay? These Chase cards, these freedom cards, they call them. Some of them might have bonuses and cashback. Some of them may not. But these no annual fees, this Discover It card, these unsecured Capital One cards. Then when you're moving to the next echelon, and I'm telling you, people still consistently get into the 700s and still have a few things to work on. And when you're still working on things, okay, you still potentially could get cashback cards. Capital One Quicksilver, it's a good one. Citi has a good cashback card. Chase has a good cashback card. Barclay has some good cards. You can get these negative, nasty, erroneous items off while you build credit. It is possible. Okay. And I wish I had known that. I thought I had to wait the whole time. I had no concept. But hey, it's all good. You live and you learn. That's why you're here. That's why you come in every Saturday religiously, making it happen for yourself, your family. Drone Guy, thank you so much for the super chat. If you have a question, I'll be looking for that as well. Kara, I sent a goodwill letter to the creditor for late credit card payment. Should I have done that? Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely. Especially if it's in good standing now, especially if you're paying on time now, especially if you've got good payments for a while now, right? Now, look, if the credit card company payment has been late consistently, maybe it's a charge off, you sent it, you're fine. They're just going to ignore it. They're not even going to have it anymore because it's charge off. But if you're working on it now, that's great. You can also send the late payment dispute letter. I have one of those for you in the Beyond Connect package. And on the 609 dispute letters, you can put unverified late payments. Okay. Now, this one I want to read to you because this is very cool. It is possible. Some people are going through it right now. Everyone is different. Everyone goes through a different process. But I got this email, and I thought this was great to say to the subscribe tribe so you guys can see it. Marvette Williams, Brandon. Thank you so much. Over 15K in student loans removed from along with a Capital One credit card on my first round of letters. Okay. Best money I ever spent. This is fantastic. That's huge. That's fantastic. Now, I say everybody's different. Everybody goes through the process differently. Yours might take a little longer, maybe take a little less time, maybe whatever, right? You're going through the process. It just depends on what you're going through and the specific nature of what is happening for you. But something that can help is getting the letters and having them notarized. Now, I know it is optional, and it is optional, okay? But it becomes a legal affidavit that must be responded to. And it is a way for them to try and shake you, to say you're not who you say you are and say we got suspicious stuff sent in and all this stuff. No, you are who you say you are, is notarized. Another individual writes in, hey, I'm following the steps. I'm sending out the first letters. It says, go to a notary of the public. What is this notary of the public? Not a lot of people get things notarized. Does this mean I have to go to a public office in my county, in my city? What is this? Okay. Mr. Ahmed had a question about this notary. People are not used to notaries. They don't know what a notary is. A notary usually is a private person or company. Okay. Even if they're doing this for the public, they're usually private entities. So you usually go somewhere, it's private. You don't have to be telling the county, the city, that nothing. Okay. Now, if you want, you could go to your bank. Some banks offer free notary. Some libraries, some public libraries offer free notary, okay? Just make sure you're not disputing anything with that specific bank if you go to a bank to get your free notary, okay? That's it. I used my local credit union. It was free. I was a member. I was very pleased with the service. Notarized, free, I was paying some postage. It was great. It was fantastic. Sending letters was fantastic. And I'm glad that I learned that. I'm glad that I figured that out. So look this for yourself in your city, what's going on for you and what you need. All right. Now, let's get into some of your questions. I know you got questions. I got answers. If this video is helping out thus far, please give a thumbs up. If you're watching the replay, please give a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button right now. I know you want to. I see you thinking about it. Hit the subscribe button right now. And jump on that, thesubscribetribe.com. You get the email notifications when I go live. People have gotten email notifications. I got the date and time of when I go live. It's fantastic. I make sure to get up early, learn all this great, fantastic stuff to come to you every week when we're doing the disputes. All right. Love it. All right. Let's get to your questions. Okay. Let's see, Diana, this is an interesting question. Collection company sent a letter. I disputed the letter, got back a dismissal letter saying the account will be closed 30 days later, or letter, I'm not sure, I got the same collection letter. 30 days later, I got the same collection letter. What do I do now? Okay, this is cool. They're starting to push back. They're starting to do things. They're starting to close things. Hey, I've actually seen letters where they say, we're not going to pursue you any further. We're going to have this deleted from your credit report. It happens. Continue. Send your next collection validation letter, your follow-up letter. Make sure you send the letter that says they failed to validate to the bureaus, and send your next 609 dispute letter, okay? Mr. Gibson, looking for authorized user account. Friends and family are always a good place to start. Hey, look, just say, hey, look, I'm just looking for good credit. I don't even need a credit card. That can be outstanding for you if you have someone that you know, and they're willing to do that. Just make sure that they don't start charging up a bunch of stuff on their credit card and making things worse for you. Yeah, because then things could be worse for you. I noticed Experian is not raising my credit score even after increase and negative items coming off, even after making big payments on my credit cards. Okay, first of all, it may take some time. Also, Experian, get on this MyFICO stuff, right? Look at your MyFICO. Experian might be playing games because they got this new Experian Boost stuff. And this is the problem that I have when you get this conflict of interest. They now are doing free Experian Boost stuff, but they want access to your checking account and your payment history and all this stuff. Why? I don't know, right? Why? They're in the information business. That's what they do. They sell information. So now they have even more incentive to keep credit scores low, right? Because then you have to sign up for Boost. Just give it a minute. Look at your MyFICO, see where it really is. Also, it may take a moment. It may not be overnight. The bureaus are very quick to report the negative and not the positive. Why? Because we know they want to keep scores low. They want to keep you in a middle range. They're trying to make money. Their customers are the banks who want to lend at favorable interest rates for the banks. So when you have an 800 credit score, they can't be lending to you at 30%. They got to lend to you at 3%, right? And those are exaggerations, but you get the idea, okay? Good credit history is going to be important for you as well. You're paying things off, fantastic. Make sure you're still using 3 accounts. Okay, that was one of my things. I paid things off, and then I started using 2 accounts and 1 account, and that's not good. So 3 accounts. Make sure we're doing that with a friend of mine right now, making sure they're using 3 accounts, boost their credit up. It can take time for them to report good stuff and adding good positive history along the way. Getting a credit card every, little while, 4 or 6 months. Getting up to those lines of credit. People at the highest rate, FICO earners, usually have 12 revolving credit cards, all right? I'm not saying for you to go out and get it today, tomorrow, and the next day, but over time, over several years, it could be that way, okay? 12 cards could take a little time, so it could take 2 or 3 years or whatnot. Yeah, this is good. Didn't have to pay anything for your discharge bankruptcy. That's excellent. Okay, so this individual, Kelly, is very cool. You went through bankruptcy in 2010. Okay, not long ago. I didn't have to pay any of the accounts. This is a Chapter 7, I assume, since you don't have to pay any accounts. It was just discharged. All good. Okay. My question is, will the bankruptcy fall off by itself after 10 years? Now, it's supposed to fall off after 10 years. But we've seen all sorts of things. We've seen things outside the statutes of limitation. We've seen things stay on there longer, but beyond 7 years, 10 years, okay? But yes, it's supposed to. Now, you're close. It's 2019. You had this done almost 9 years ago, depending on what date, obviously, what month. You could request early exclusion from the bureaus. You could demand early exclusion from the bureaus. This is something that potentially you may not have heard of, but you can do that. You can dispute it straight up. Yours is close. So you could demand early exclusion. Hey, this is close. You're affecting my ability to get a home, a loan, whatever. You're affecting my family. You need to remove this immediately. The statutes of limitation are up in several months, in a few months. The way I've seen it, I've seen things that have remained on credit reports beyond the statute of limitation. And it would be a shame if it did, because if it does go beyond the statute of limitation, I'll be forced to potentially, I'm not saying, but hey, could happen, go to court. Use my rights on the Fair Credit Reporting Act. If it goes outside the statute of limitation because it's supposed to automatically come off in 10 years, that's on you, credit bureaus. And that's a violation. They're not going to want that. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why you could do early exclusion. Now, the other thing, you could straight up dispute it with LexisNexis, get it out of there, dispute it right with the bureaus. It's old. It's close. Might it fall off in 10 years? Sure. But why wait another year? Why wait another 6 months, 12 months? Credit repair starts now, right? So why start any later than now? Get it done. Get on with your life. If you could get it off, Kelly, if you could get it off today, if you get it off in 30 days, right? If you get it off in 60 days, that changes your life. Now, this time next year, instead of getting the bankruptcy off, you already got your credit in line. You already got your 800 score. You already got that. You already got whatever you needed. You wanted. Okay. Thank you for being here. That's a good question. Okay. Tracy says, yes, Fingerhut reports to all three. Fantastic. How do you rebuild after bankruptcy and what secured cards to apply for? Hey, your banker, you might actually be able to get an unsecured card after your bankruptcy. It just depends on how you rebuild. I worked with a friend of mine who went through bankruptcy, and we did the authorized user right out of the gate. Boom, right away. That helped boost their score, and they were able to get their own unsecured Capital One cards. Okay. Your secured cards, if you don't have the authorized user way to boost your score up, then potentially a Capital One secured card, credit builder card, Open Sky credit card, self-lender, these types of things. Just because you have a bankruptcy doesn't exclude you from unsecured credit. It will be your credit score, surprisingly enough. Okay. Now, sometimes that's not every bank. Some banks will not allow. Okay. They'll see the bankruptcy. They'll say no. It's too fresh, it's too new. We haven't seen enough primary lines on there. They don't want to take the risk. But I've noticed Capital One is more open to that. They're more open to taking the risk. They're looking at your score. They're saying, okay, cool. This person might have gone through a rough patch, but now their score is significant enough, even with authorized user. It was nothing but authorized users on this person's account for bankruptcy, my friend. And they were able to get their own Quicksilver card, their own venture card, actually a travel card. So they had cash back, they can travel, everything. These are high tier cards after bankruptcy, just with authorized users. Once having their own primary lines, they were able to get other credit. Okay. Now we're going through the process and getting these stuff cleaned up, right? These accounts included the bankruptcy, the LexisNexis, all that good stuff. But in the meantime, you don't want to wait. You want a card now. Okay. All right, another bankruptcy question. Nice. It's following in succession. Have a whole series on this. This is great. Hi, Brandon. Should I just wait for my discharge letter before I start cleaning up my credit report? Still have some old addresses, employers on the credit report, right? Thank you. So you are going to get a full discharge letter, okay? Whenever that is. Typically about 6 months after the discharge. You can work on the other items until then. Okay. You can work on your old address. You work on your employer. You can work on your names. You can work on LexisNexis. You can work on the accounts included in bankruptcy. You get the discharge letter. You can work on the bankruptcy with the credit bureaus. Jamie, I'm in here every Saturday, like clockwork. Why does my car loan I pay every month show as a charge off of my credit? All out 54. Now, Did you make some late payments? Was it charged off? Or is that inaccurate? Do they need to update as paid as agreed? Status incorrect, update as paid as agreed. That can be an issue. If that's a complete error, you've never paid on time, wrong, ever, late, nothing, status needs to be updated to paid as agreed. How do I get started? All right, pull your 3 credit reports. Most important thing, get all 3. Get them. You can get them free, usually at annual credit report every 12 months. See what's on there that's negative. See how you need to repair this stuff, right? You can watch the videos here, see where you're at. Then you can make a better assessment and we can help you as well. You can email me. We can make a better assessment on where you need to start, okay? Hi there, I have a question. Yes, go ahead. Finally made it to live from Chicago. Good to see you. My credit card was bought from Chase and the new company checked my credit. Okay, this is the type of stuff. See, this is Richard. This is the type of stuff that happens with inquiries. If this is a hard inquiry, it's not a soft pull. And the way that you can tell the difference is one will say these affect your inquiries. These can affect your credit. And the others will say potentially don't affect your credit. And typically you'll also see where you've pulled your own credit under the soft inquiries if you've been looking at your own credit. I see what apps I use and all this stuff. So I see that. But you'll know if it's a hard inquiry. If that's a hard inquiry, okay, this is why you have that letter that says, don't be pulling my credit no more. Show me you got proof that you got the permissible purpose. Delete this stuff immediately because nonsense like this happens. My credit card was bought from Chase and the new company checked my credit. Well, who gave them permission to do that? You didn't, right? So you got to cut that stuff off. Oop, live chat popping up. Yes, that's right. Don't. Yeah, you don't want to call State Stream. You got to write them in the mail. We have letters for that. Absolutely. Drone Guy. Hey, thank you very much for the super chat. I do see your question now, Drone Guy. Young Beretta, I have not seen your question. You can put it up again. So you filed your complaint. Equifax responded to your Better Business Bureau complaint, and they said, hey, we don't have copies of any signed contracts. We don't have any proof. They need to delete this stuff, right? What's my next step? Yeah, absolutely. You can complain to the CFPB. You could go to the courts if you need to. And again, I don't give any legal advice. You can talk to lawyers. You can talk to court. Legal aid there can help. They have people there. People are interested. I was thinking about this last night. I was looking out my window and I was like, man, April goes by, right? And we're always going through our payroll stuff. And, you're a citizen. You pay for these things. I'm looking around. I'm like, yeah, you know what? The libraries are helpful to me. The courts are open to me. I live in a relatively safe environment. I was part of the military, and that, when you're paying for these services, you have these services. So when you go to the courts, they help you. But a lot of people get nervous and scared. Yeah, you can do any of these things, Drone Guy. Okay. These are your rights. They straight up said they don't have anything. And this happens. They eventually break. They eventually say, well, we can't prove this stuff. And this is why you get these entities involved, because then they help. Okay. Yes, Lee. Email me, Lee. Email me. Great. There's my email. Everyone can email me. All right. Great. Let's see. Beretta. Let me see. Don't see. And I apologize. I apologize if I miss. Tony Flakes got my repo and Capital One deleted first round. Excellent, Mr. Flakes. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. Let's see. I'm going back there. And I apologize. Sometimes the chat, I'm looking at stuff. All right, cool. So disputed the card note and credit card. They came off, but they wanted to play games and do this reinsertion. Now, I have a reinsertion letter here, and people have occasionally talked about this. They're supposed to give you written notice within 5 days. Now, this is what sometimes happens, okay? They're not able to verify within 30 days. They're just not able to. No one is able to verify this stuff within 30 days, so they have to remove it. Okay. Then after 30 days, after the process, after they missed their deadline, they want to say, oh, well, no. It's good. Yeah, no. It's verified, quote unquote verified. Okay. They provide no proof, just like we've seen. And they have nothing. But they say, oh, they come back later. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. So for this reinsertion, they have to prove and show in writing no later than 5 business days after the reinsertion, or if they have anything, if they have anything. They're supposed to provide this to you within 5 business days of the reinsertion, the bureaus. You can send this right to them under section 611, okay? The business name, the furnisher of this information, telephone number. They're supposed to provide this to you, okay? This is a serious violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. This is a big deal. So they're not just allowed to do this, okay? And then occasionally they want to play games and try and do that. You can send this reinsertion letter, okay? Why have more than 4 major credit cards? Tyrone Williams, why have more than 4 major credit cards? Okay, so Tyrone, the highest FICO scores earners, the people that have the highest FICO scores, FICO set the standards. If you have close to 12, the closer you have to 12, the better your score is typically. Okay. Nobody's saying you got to use all 12. Okay. Typically you want to use 3. And you can just use them as cash. Groceries, gas, utilities, simple things. That's the benefit. Now, ain't nobody saying you got to use it all. Okay. And then you have more available credit and you're using very little of it. They love that stuff. They love that. They think that you can manage your credit well. And they do. Because it can be tempting for people to have 12 credit cards, to have that type of available credit, and to have that discipline breeds confidence in the banks. Oh, well, they ain't used none of their credit in years. They're good. We can trust them. I mean, think about it, Tyrone. You had a friend, let's say Tyrone Williams. All right, you had a friend who asked for a little bit of loan, but they ain't never managed money in their lives. They had no idea. You could give a kid a loan. You trust a kid with a loan who doesn't know how to handle their money? Or do you trust a seasoned business entrepreneur who knows how to handle money and says, hey, brother, let me break you off a little bit on this equity here. You can give me this loan. I'm going to hook you up here, and we're going to be in business together. When there's this young kid who's like, hey, let me get a loan for my motorcycle, right? And these are fantastical ideas, okay? But this is what the banks are doing. They're trying to see, do you know how to create revenue? Do you know this? Do you know that? And they use all the tools that they can. Now, all of a sudden, they see these. You have these 12 cards. You've been managing them for years. You know how to manage credit. They feel safe. Somebody who has 1 card or 4 cards, well, hey, they can manage 4, but can they manage 12? Can they manage a big loan? Can they manage a business? So that's what they're looking for. So that could be potential. But hey, ain't nobody got to get that right away. Like I said, this can be over years. This can take time. Ain't nobody saying you got to do it right now. If you got 4 cards and credit is good and you're happy, it's all good. Stay there, brother. Okay, stay there. I'm a big advocate of people working in their comfort zone and moving that comfort zone when they're ready, okay? When it comes to this. Other things may be different, right? When it comes to your credit, you want to be cautious. You want to be conscious. You want to know what you're doing, because people come, they email all the time. Hey man, I should have known better. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. This is why we educate. Okay. Are the account numbers on your credit report valid for disputing? Jeffrey Turner. The account numbers on your credit reports are typically partial account numbers. And yes, that's what I utilize. That's what other people have utilized. That's what we have seen years and years and again and again and again. Yes, absolutely, Jeffrey. You can utilize those numbers. You're only ever going to get the partial numbers because of security reasons, okay? Can BKs be removed, bankruptcies, be removed because filing dates are different from each bureau? Potentially, yes. Look, they have to have this 100% accurate. Now, what you want to do, Tristan, here's something that you want to be cautious of, so everybody listen up. And Jerome, get tight, brother, okay? It's just for the tribe. Get tight. But keep, okay, not that tight. Okay, good. What you want to be cautious of is making sure that you demand deletion. Because sometimes what will happen is people say update. And you don't want to update that information. You want to catch them and you want to say, this is inaccurate. You need to delete it. Because if you say update, you give them the, oh, okay, well, I guess they just want an updated. No, I'm going to delete this, okay? First of all, oh, that's what it says. Thank you. First of all, thank you for everything. You're welcome, Francisco Gonzalez. Mr. Gonzalez, thank you. Appreciate it. I have two collections. Transfusion changed the status to closed. Is that the same as removed? No, it is not. No, it is not. What do you recommend as the next step? Waiting on Equifax and Experian to update. Okay, cool. You could dispute it again. Francisco, they do this to confuse you, just like you are now, confuse many people. Oh, it's closed. Okay. Hopefully they leave us alone. No. And is the first move to see them being able to do what I mean, come on, they're just doing stuff willy-nilly. Oh, it was open. Oh, now we'll close it. Why wasn't it closed before? So it was so now what you're telling me is it was inaccurate before, but now you're trying to play games and close it. Why didn't you just delete it? And why wasn't it closed before? So this is the type of nonsense that they do. You can dispute it again. You can send your letters to the creditors, or excuse me, the collectors. You can send your letters to the bureaus. Get this negative stuff deleted. Deleted. Okay? They'll play games. They'll push back. They do this stuff to confuse, hope. They hope you stop. They hope, oh, okay, well, it's closed. It's all good. Okay? Can I dispute collections now, or should I wait a year after it's been reported? Credit repair starts when? It starts now, okay? You can dispute collections now. Newman, why are you going to wait a year? Why are you going to put your life off 12 more months to start the process? This time next year, you could be having that 700 score. That house, that car, that whatever you're looking for. Waiting 12 months. These collection agencies, these bureaus wish you was waiting, but you're not going to wait, are you? Okay. Newman, put in the here. Newman, put it in the chat. Credit repair starts now. Okay. And if you're watching at home, you're watching the replay, in the comments below, put credit repair starts now. Let me know that you're starting now, that you're getting at 609creditrepair.com now, getting this Beyond Committed package, or you're signing up with the Awesome Life group now, or you're emailing me now. You're jumping on the subscribetribe.com now. You're hitting the subscribe button, that bell for notifications now. Hit that thumbs up button. It starts now. And Nishan Smalls said, Newman, yes, you can dispute collection of 609 letters. You can dispute with your collection letters as well. I stopped using a checking account and there was some unpaid fees and they put a charge off on my report. Okay. Not only can you dispute that, you want to check your your check systems. LexisNexis and check systems will work together. If you freeze your LexisNexis, they can't pull from check systems. That's what I was thinking. But you check your check systems, check your early warnings, dispute that stuff out of there if it's there. Okay. Chipmunk 313. TransUnion deleted 2 collections, Experian deleted 4, and Equifax hasn't done nothing yet. Okay, they haven't done anything yet from the first round of letters. I just wanted to say thank you. And thank you, Chipmunk 313, for letting us know that you're starting to get your first round results in. 2 deletions from TransUnion, 4 deletions from Experian. Nothing quite yet from Equifax, but it's going to happen. I've seen it for myself, where some bureaus will delete things and other bureaus not. Send your next round of disputes, okay? Get this stuff knocked off. Kid Flash, OM stars. Oh my stars. Mr. Weaver, so good to be here. Unfortunately, I got to rush off to work. I work 7 days a week. Good on you, Kid Flash, for making it here, though. I appreciate it. Recently signed up with Awesome Life Group, ALG. All customer reps are fantastic. Thank you. I appreciate you for letting us know. Kid Flash, enjoy your ability to go out there and succeed, provide for yourself and your family, and working 7 days a week. I'll tell you what, I like to work 7 days a week myself. It's a pleasure. There was a time when I couldn't work with my knees, my hips, my pain, my agony, but now I can be of service. And a lot of that medical stuff is the reason why I had all this credit issues, you know? So everybody's going through something, and I appreciate you being here so I can help you get through that something and get you to the other side, okay? Now, again, I'm going to put my email here. Try to put it in here every so often, as I'm sure we have new people joining us, and we have people that may not have seen my email prior, but these emails that I'm getting, have a great time. And let's see, 21, email me. Great. All right, get back to these questions, get these answers. If the video helping you out, give it a thumbs up. You're watching the replay, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Apologize. Sometimes I have to go back to the chat because new chats will change the chat. Yeah, you guys understand. I'm working. I'm doing back and forth. Aubrey put credit pair starts now. Stern guest put credit pair starts now. It started yesterday. I love it. Young Brady, yes, I disputed student loans for my friend and they removed it. It's possible. Good job, young Beretta? I think so. I hope I'm pronounced that right. That's it. Yes, I disputed student loan from my friend and they removed it. It's possible. Good to hear. How can I remove a closed account on my credit report? All right. So specificity is important. The specific nature of the account, the trade line, the closed account, the charge off, the collection. A closed account and an open account, a little broad, it's not as specific. What's important is what that closed account is. I get emails like this sometimes, comments, questions, concerns. Hey, what about a closed account, Brandon? Well, You want to be specific about it. Is it a collection? Is it a charge-off? Is it a repossession? Is it a foreclosure? Is it a lien? Is it, what is it? If it's a closed account and it was on time all the time, you just leave it alone. If it's positive, you leave it alone. Just because it's closed doesn't necessarily make it negative. Now, typically it is. People are talking about closed accounts and their charge-offs. Typically is what I'm seeing. So you can dispute with the bureaus. But if that closed account is not negative, don't do nothing because it's helping your credit. If it's all paid on time all the time and you happen to close it for some reason, and I did it when I was younger, I closed accounts. I didn't know any better, or it had an annual fee, right? And you want to close it out, hey, so be it, but leave it alone. Now, here's some reasons why your credit card would be closed, aside from it being negative and aside from you closing it. And I've had credit cards closed. Credit card companies, brands change hands. So, a lot of people have seen that I travel with the credit card miles for free and the hotels for free, that kind of stuff. I'd like to do the free travel. I think it's a great value. Can't get any better than free, really, right? So have had credit cards from a few years ago that I've had open, and they had a specific hotel attached to them. The hotel was purchased, the company was purchased by another hotel, and the brand of the company changed. So the credit card changed. So one of the cards was closed and changed into a new card. Some brands lose loyalty. If you guys know, Amex, I think, used to be in Costco or Visa or vice versa. And now those cards have changed. Some businesses change. Some businesses don't have their cards anymore. It's not wrong. It usually doesn't change your credit or anything of this nature. It's not your fault. But you might have a closing. You don't need to dispute that. You can leave that alone. Okay? There's all sorts of reasons. There's reasons why statuses will change and remarks will change on your credit report. Okay? I went through it. I was living in an area that had a national disaster relief. I know some people have had national disaster relief as well. And it changed and updated my status on there, the remarks. And I had to work with it and fix it and repair and all that stuff. It was normal. I didn't have any late payments on it, but because the status changed, it affected my credit. That was different. That was very specific. So the specificity of what you're going through is important. So closed account, let me know what kind of closed account, and then I can better readily advise. But if you're going through it and you want to know what your closed accounts are, take a look at your reports, see if they're reporting anything negative, see if you need to dispute it, see if you need to get the goodwills, the disputes, whatever it is, okay? Oh, and another thing about these hard inquiries, and people still sometimes get these tricked, basically, get tricked at the dealership, okay? If you're watching now, you're thinking about purchasing a vehicle, please try to get financing outside the dealership. Go to your local bank, go to your local credit union. Because if your credit score isn't that strong and you start running in a bunch, each inquiry usually is about 5 points. But if your credit score is already low, it's already weakened, it's going to be more than that. It could be 7 points, it could be 10 points, it could be a lot more, okay? So you want to guard those hard inquiries at every stage, including when your credit score may not be as strong, because it could be more difficult on your score. It could have more of an impact on your score when it's a little bit less, okay? It's kind of like when you're exercising and you haven't exercised in a while and you try real quick, get back in the gym or yoga or whatever's, run real fast. You notice your body isn't able to handle as much work capacity. You're not able to do as much as quick. When you used to run 2-3 miles when you were young, you used to work out all the time. You could do more exercise and more lifts and all this stuff. Now you have to come back gently to it until you're stronger, and then you can handle it, right? That's kind of the same thing with building. That's why we say building your credit, building, building, credit, building, right? Think of it that way. So it may take some time. It may take some time to rebuild. But once you are, you're off to the races, okay? So just be cautious when you're applying for new credit, when you are building your credit while you're repairing your credit, okay? Let's see, Josh, I disputed because it was reported as a line of credit. I'm not seeing your full question there, Josh. Put my email up here, okay. All right, what is the difference between business credit and personal credit? Great question. So, and how can you obtain business credit? It just depends. When I was starting out getting business credit, and we are working on no personal guarantee business credit on our companies. When I was starting out, I used my own personal credit score to get business credit. And the reason, and I went through it, I had credit cards that were reporting to my personal side, even though they were business credit. Capital One is one of them. But you want to separate your business credit from your personal credit. Why? Why would you want to do that? Okay. Well, the big thing is the utilization. When you start using your credit and you're using your business, you might not pay it off right away. Okay. You might have to hold a balance for a little bit. You might be getting on your feet. You might have to get product supplies, vendors, all sorts of things until you start selling and making money and getting clients and all that stuff. It may take a minute. It might take a month or 2 or 3 where you need a little time. They know that. And a lot of these business credit cards have 0%, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. So you can pay, you're paying your minimum, right? You got to pay your minimum, but you're not getting that interest rate. It's almost like having free money. So it's not in your personal utilization, not affecting your credit, your personal credit. You got something just in your company's name, right? You got something in the company's name, able to make purchases, start a business, 6 months, 12 months, paying the minimum, carrying a small balance, able to start your company 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. And then when things rocking and rolling for your company, you're paying this off. It's powerful. That question right there, that's something that should be taught in school. Yeah. Hey, here's how you can get a business credit card. This is how you can start a business. This is why it's all available to you now, because this is what people require now. People want to know. You can do this for yourself. You can dispute these negative, nasty items. You can get your credit score where it needs to be, where you can get a couple of business credit cards and start your business. 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. I'm going to put my email in here again. Pretty soon, we're going to go and we're going to enjoy this holiday weekend, okay? Now, if you got some big plans this holiday weekend, all right, enjoy. This is your time, okay? So pretty soon, we're going to get off of here. We're going to do a couple more questions, a couple more answers, and we're going to let y'all enjoy your holiday weekend. All right. Let's see what we got here. Yes, Kid Flash. I put my email. I did address that. Thank you. And we'll be getting that individual to the other side, okay? Okay, I did pronounce that right, young Greta. Kid Flash, about to head into knee surgery on Monday. We spoke on the phone a couple of years ago. My financial credit file has turned around because of you. Thank you for working person superstar. Thank you, Kid Flash. Fantastic. Good luck with your knee surgery as well. Christopher Hopkins, Brandon, your YouTube page is great. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Thumbs up. Excellent. Kid Flash, got a limo run to work. Thank you, Mr. Weaver. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Not posting. It can take time for some of these other trade lines to post. People have said, hey, no, they post. I've had emails from people saying, oh, yeah, they posted. It just took some time. I've had people on the comments actually say they do post. It just can take a little time. Send it to collection agent because they're showing up on my credit report. I'm not sure what that is. M. Just wave in. Hi, Brandon. Hi, B. Do I change the unverified account section when using the letters? Thank you. Okay. So on your 609 dispute letters, you're sending in these letters, you're disputing, okay? Typically, what you're asking for, what you're demanding is verification, which you're allowed to do under your Rights to Fair Credit Reporting Act. So you're putting under there unverified accounts. Do you change that section? You may or may not need to change that section. It just depends. If you're disputing the entire account as an unverified account, you can leave it as is. If you're disputing just the unverified late payments, you can put unverified late payments. If it's a duplicate account, you can put unverified duplicate account. If the status is incorrect, delete or update, depends, because some individual was saying that it was reporting as a charge-off, but they were on time all the time. I don't know how this happened. Update to paid as agreed, okay? So typically it's unverified account, but if you need to, you can change it. If you need help, you can email me, 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. I'm going to put my email here one more time. I want you to go enjoy your holiday weekend. Jose V here said I removed 7 out of my 12 collections on my first round of letters. Gracias, Brandon. You rock. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for coming in on a Saturday. Put my email one more time. Okay. I really do. I really do appreciate being here. I was worried about, like, man, it's Saturday. I was like, it's Saturday. I can't wait. I can't wait to get on these live stream, man. I was worried there for a minute. It was hard to get on, but it all worked out. Everything's good. So I'm very excited that I was able to get on and go live with you guys. It's been a pleasure. Please give a thumbs up if this video helps you out. And until I see you in person, I will see you on the other side. Take care.